Mafias. Wicked Pleasure Chapter. The beginning aria. The room was silent, save for the soft hum of the rain tapping against the window. I sat alone, swallowed by the stillness. No one to talk to. No one who would listen. My life was a complete mess, but honestly, it had always been this way. "Stop acting like a goddamn baby for once and grow up." "How pathetic," my mother snapped from the hallway. Her voice, sharp and bitter, cut through the silence like a knife. I flinched instinctively, not from surprise but from memory. This mansion, once warm and full of light, had long since turned cold. After Dad died, everything changed. He'd been the quiet anchor of this place, gentle, steady, the only reason the shouting ever stopped. I was 8 when the incident struck. One minute he was driving home from work, the next he was gone. Just like that, and with him the last of my childhood. After the funeral, she changed. Or maybe she'd always been like this and he just kept her darkness at bay. The bruises started small, like shadows. Words first, then slaps, then silence thick enough to drown in. I grew up too fast in a house that never felt like home. Toys were replaced by broken dishes. Laughter faded into locked doors and late-night sobbing. She drank more, cursed louder, and I learned how to disappear in plain sight. Now every room in this house echoes with absence. The chandeliers still gleam, the marble still shines, but it's all just a mask. This mansion is nothing but a tomb dressed in luxury. The emptiness hangs in the air like perfume. Darkness crawled beneath me, a familiar companion as tears slid quietly down my cheeks. There were no open doors, no way out, no place where peace or happiness could ever find me. Every path seemed to loop back into the same cold, suffocating silence. I was still trapped in the same shell I'd been in my entire life, a hollow version of myself molded by fear, silence, and pain. No matter how far I tried to run, I was always right here, stuck. I hated here. There were moments, dark, whispering moments, when I thought about ending it all. Not out of drama, not for attention, just exhaustion. I wanted it to stop. I wanted me to stop, but I couldn't. I didn't know how. Or maybe I was just too afraid. My body trembled uncontrollably, as if something inside me had short-circuited. The shaking wasn't just physical. It was the weight of years collapsing inward, a storm I couldn't contain anymore. "I can no longer find my spark." The corridor stretched ahead like a gaping throat, silent and cold, the marble floor gleaming beneath my bare feet. My skin prickled as I walked, not from cold, but from something deeper, something ancient that lived in these walls. The house breathed around me, heavy with ghosts I never saw but always felt. I pressed my hand to the stone, rough, worn at the edges. I used to trace these same cracks when I was younger, hiding from her. Back then, I imagined they were escape routes, secret trails leading far beyond the iron gates, beyond the manicured hedges and the ever-watchful eyes of the staff. But they led nowhere, just like me. I paused beside the tall mirror at the end of the hall. The girl who stared back at me wasn't someone I recognized. Gaunt, pale, with shadows etched under her eyes like bruises left by years instead of fists. Her nightgown, soft white silk with lace at the cuffs, hung off her thin frame like a sheet draped over bones. I looked like one of the ghosts in this house. "You were always the weakest," Mother's voice hissed from memory, her words curling around my throat like a noose. "He spoiled you, that's why you're broken." I used to believe her. Maybe a part of me still did. When Father died, the light in this place died with him. The news came in a sterile phone call, followed by funeral clothes, hollow condolences, and an empty casket. They said it was a crash and fast, tragic final. But no one ever said why he left at 2 a.m. No one said what made him run. I remembered the way he used to hold me when the shouting got too loud. His hands were always warm, his voice soft, like he was trying to protect me from a storm we both knew was coming. I remembered how he used to hum when brushing my hair, little lullabies that made the shadows shrink back. And then one night, he just didn't come home. I was 8 years old. I waited by the window until the sun came up, clutching the stuffed rabbit he gave me. My mother didn't cry. She just poured herself another glass of wine and said, "He was never strong enough to stay." After that, the house changed. The lights stayed dim. The staff kept their eyes low. My mother's grief curdled into venom, and I became her favorite target.